Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Gregory Martin, aka the Super Producer, and we are back on the roof, as you can see. Today is a little bit windier than it was the day before. The sun is not out like it was the other day. It's a little overcast. And I think the weather kind of is reflecting, I think, the mood of millions of Americans, probably the world over right now with the weather, a little overcast. This is another day in quarantine in Brooklyn. I wanted to come back out here and do another video. You know, give an update on my situation, and also, I was reading, the trade magazines, specifically the Hollywood Reporter, and there's been some fairly positive things that are that the industry is working on during this time of I guess crisis, you would say. So I just wanted to just discuss some of the things that I saw in today's trades, and just kind of give my thoughts on them. One of the first things I saw that I read was there's right now IATSE, which is the largest labor union for individuals in the movie industry, specifically below the line personnel. There's about 120,000 there's about 120,000 jobs that have been lost due to this shutdown, especially with productions closing, with the restrictions on the limit of people being allowed or mandated being congregated together. So a lot of productions, most of them are obviously shut down, and so that directly affects the below the line crew who service those productions, from your technicians, your editors, your cinematographers, just the overall industry, and so they're taking some. Sorry about that. They're taking some in consideration what's going on in the unions. I know they're establishing some emergency relief funds. I know they are currently lobbying Congress to pass some kind of bill to help those workers, and it's not. And basically, it comes down to not just them. I think Congress, has a lot on their plate to help, millions of Americans who are affected by this virus. So. Hopefully everybody, was able to, kind of pull through and manage during these times. But I know there's bills on the table. Hopefully the government will step in and do the right thing to help all those affected. Secondly, what do I see? So. And to piggyback off of that, I also saw that the theater owners are also asking for a bailout from the government, which makes sense. I just received a email this morning from Fandango, which is the service that I use to purchase movies or purchase tickets. AMC member of their premium service, and so I know that they're with the theaters closing. Obviously, I'm not able to see movies. I think no American is able to see movies in the theaters anyway. So I understand them wanting to get bailed out. But I don't know. But honestly, I mean, maybe I'm speaking. I don't know. I really don't know too much about their business and how that model works, and how much of. Well, actually, no. That's not true because theatrical box office is I think last year for just the United States alone was about $11 billion. So that's a very substantial amount of revenue that that these theaters are not seeing because of this shutdown, and who knows how long it's going to take before things get back to normal. I mean, one piece of news that came out, from China, and it came out yesterday, and I've been hearing and reading more about it today, is that the Chinese, the country of China, is starting to get back to normal. They're reporting, zero new cases of the coronavirus in Wuhan, and I think it's been. They said it's been at least a week, and so now China is starting to. They're talking to they're obviously trying to get things back to normal, which is going to take time, but they're trying to reopen the 70,000 theaters, or I'm not sure if it's theaters or screens in the country, so that people can start returning back to the movie theaters. So I know I read that they're going to kind of ease back into the process. They're going to allow the theaters to bring back into they're going to allow the theater owners to bring back some of the more popular blockbuster movies that kind of came out of the country maybe over the last 2-3 years, just to kind of spur people to get out of their houses and return to the movie theaters. I'm not sure what the timeline is on that. I'm pretty sure they're going to want to see at least a little bit more time in between, the last reported case of the virus before that happens. I don't think a week is a long enough time to say you're totally out of the clear. But it is good to see that the location where ground zero for the virus occurred is getting back to normal. They've been affected by this since December, so it's been 4 months. So so I guess that's the time frame we can look at to maybe things getting sort of kind of back to the normal American life. But we'll see. I think once they do a little bit more testing and things of that nature, I think they can make better decisions. But it is good to see that one sector of the industry is trying to come back. We'll just have to wait and see how that kind of plays out. What else? So, I mean, one good thing about this situation is that the media and some of these media companies, these content companies are doing some really cool things to help us as Americans cope. I just saw the other day that there's an app called Netflix Party where basically you can you can start a group chat or a group session to watch Netflix videos with your friends or whatever, and you can do I guess chat and discuss and things of that nature, which I thought was pretty cool. I know there's some services who are giving like free trials. I just saw something that was really interesting. I'm not sure how old the service is, if it's a new service or not. But Broadway has like a service where you can stream plays, these theater productions online and can watch them. And it makes sense to me because I know I have been to Broadway shows where they are filming, and so I always wondered why, what were the purposes of that outside of maybe improving the performance from an actor standpoint. But apparently all these major shows are doing this, and they have this platform where you can, if you want to see one of your favorite shows, and it's not just restricted to New York Broadway. They have shows from the West End, in LA, all over the world. So I think it's really cool to be able to see these productions without having to put yourself in harm's way, or you're not even putting yourself in harm's way because the theaters are closed, but you're able to see these shows that you're probably not going to be able to see for at least a few months before they open back up. So I thought that was a pretty cool service that's being provided. But like I said, it's only a 7-day trial, and I mean I don't know what the pricing is. This is not an ad for them. So, but if you're interested in that, I would just Google it to find out more about that. And then another piece of interesting news that definitely directly affects me and my movie. So I saw this story the other day. I want to say yesterday, or what's the date? Thursday. Yeah, I saw it yesterday, where some people are trying to I say people. Some of these big independent film companies or some of the major studios are looking for a way to still have a market, or to produce a market in the event that the Cannes Film Festival, Marché du Film, doesn't go through. So I saw that CAA was spearheading this. They've been talking with UTA, ICM, some of the other major studios, where that even if people aren't able to physically go to Cannes, that they are creating a marketplace for films. So basically, if you have a film that you're selling, or you're in the developing a new project, that they're actively creating a virtual marketplace that will coincide with the actual film market with the same dates. So I thought that was really interesting. So I think now it's gotten a little bit more steam. Especially if you have players like CAA or ICM and William Morris involved. You have to take it seriously. I mean, these are the biggest talent agencies in the world, and so I mean, I'm interested to see what that means. I know MIP TV, is supposed to go on. Well, I think it's going to go on because of the restrictions in France. But the MIP TV is supposed to take place the last week of March, and so I think they're using that time frame as a kind of a testing ground to see how this will work, and so I'm interested. I'm pleasantly optimistic about this. The Cannes Film Festival doesn't start until mid-May, and so I know the announcements of the films of the selections aren't going live until mid-April. So I think if they take another couple weeks to figure out how this is going to work, how this virtual market is going to take place, I think it may be something that I don't know. I don't think I don't think I don't think it will replace the actual film market. I think there's no comparison with actually being there in the French Riviera and experiencing Cannes. But I think there is a lane maybe for this going forward in the future for the market. Or maybe it will just spawn other creatives who can't make it to the market to do this as a way to supplement actually having to go. I mean, who knows? But I did find this news particularly interesting, and I'm going to be keeping a close eye on it to see how this works out, because I think it's more likely than not the film festival is not going to happen. But if there's some good that can come out of it, then I think it's all the worth it. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated with that and those developments. But I mean, other than that, it's just another, like I said, overcast Thursday. I think I thought the city was going to be on lockdown, because I know they were discussing doing a shelter-in-place scenario, kind of how they have in San Francisco, and that was like 2-3 days ago, and that decision still hasn't come down. It may be happening as I'm doing this video, but I'm glad that we haven't gotten to that point yet where we can still kind of walk around. One thing I did also, another thing I noticed, especially since China's saying that saying there's no new cases, and I think it's very telling that the markets are kind of stabilizing. I think still the Dow Jones, when I came upstairs, the Dow Jones was a little bit positive. I think it was like 1% in the green. The same with the S&P, but I think the Nasdaq was down a little bit. But also, the crypto market was up, and especially with a lot of the Bitcoin mining taking place in China. It was interesting to see that there's been like maybe a 20% increase in the crypto market from what it was a few, what it's been for the last couple of weeks. I know because the market was like maybe 3-4 weeks ago, the market was at like, Bitcoin was at like $10,000, and it's steeply declined to about, like, I think that the lowest it got was just under 4,000, and it's been riding at 4,000 to like 5,000 price point for the last 10 days. To see it cross back over 6,000 is pretty interesting, and that makes sense with like I said, a lot of the mining operations happening in China. It seems that the people are going back and operating these mines. So I'm not sure how that affects the overall economy, but it was just something positive that I saw that happen today, and just wanted to just kind of cross my mind, and I just thought I would say something about it. But that's all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys are having a great day and you guys are staying safe. With that being said, guys, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.